So in this video, we are going to look at the basics of web applications or how the web applications work. First of all, let's understand what's called a web application. A web application is a piece of software which can be accessed from a browser. And you know what's called a browser? A browser is an application that you use for browsing the internet. And the examples are your IE or Firefox or Google Chrome or Safari. You all know about that. Technically speaking, we can call a web application a web server, although there is a difference in the sense that a web server can host multiple web applications. But for the time being, let's call a web application a web server. And a web server is actually a network application running on some machine listening on a port. The browser is actually called a web client, or more formally, we call that a user agent. And in fact, web clients are not only browsers, but any application which can speak to a web server, like your CURL or telnet, those are also web clients or user agents. So the web client or the user agent communicates with the web server to get its job done. And for this communication, and actually for any communication, both the parties need to use the same set of rules or grammar, which we call protocol in technical terms. You got what is called a protocol? It's simple, like when two parties are communicating. For example, when two people are communicating, they need to use the same language and the same set of grammar rules so that they can understand each other. Similarly, in computer science, when two applications are communicating, they need to use the same set of rules, which we call protocol. And the browsers can speak some standard protocols, like the HTTP protocol, the FTP protocol, the WebSocket protocol. There are many protocols which the browsers can speak, and they are standards. And each of these protocols are suitable for different kind of tasks. For example, the FTP protocol is used for transferring files. And among all these protocols, the HTTP protocol is the most used protocol in the web client and the web server club. That means most of the times, the web client and the web server speak to one another using the HTTP protocol. And in fact, in this whole tutorial, we are going to focus only on HTTP protocol. So let's dig somewhat more into the HTTP protocol. To understand HTTP protocol, we need to let's start with what is called a web resource, or a resource as commonly said. A resource is a document, like an HTML document or a PDF document or a JSON document or an XML file or any kind of document which is hosted by a web server, or in other words,